Hearken, all who would listen. There are records kept in the annals of Israel, short lines that hold the weight of a life. Among them is a name given to memory: Benaiah, son of Jehoiada. The chronicler speaks plainly, and what he speaks becomes a lamp for those who walk in shadow. The scripture says of him, "And Benaiah the son of Jehoiada was a mighty man of valor, and had done many acts. He slew 2 lion-like men of Moab, and he went down and slew a lion in a pit in time of snow." Then Samuel 23:20, KJV. Hear the scene, not merely a tale of arms, but a portrait of pain. The world can be a pit. There are seasons when the heavens seem heavy and the very ground betrays the feet of the faithful. Snow seals sound and dulls the compass of sight. Cold bites decisions into smaller shapes. In those hours, despair sits like a lion, hungry, patient, ready to rend hope from the heart of a man. Do not think the pain is only old. You know it well. There are nights when grief keeps watch, when shame walks the corridors of the mind, when failure opens its cavern and mocks the light. The pit is where promises seem swallowed and prayers go unanswered. It is where courage frays and the lonely reckon with courage's cost. This is the cold that the scripture names, not merely cold of weather, but cold of the soul. And yet, the story turns not on the beast alone, but on the man who chooses to meet it. The record tells us Benaiah did not look upon the rim and turn away. He did not plead for a kinder day. He went down. Picture him. A figure bending his knee at the lip, light failing, breath white in the air. He descends where others will not. He descends into the geometry of danger, where the animal's advantage is greatest, where the dark presses in and every sound betrays a place to stumble. He moves with the steadiness of one who is prepared, muscles remembering practice, heart anchored by purpose. In the cramped air of the pit, the lion lunges, claws rattle like judgment, steel meets tooth, flesh answers tooth. Out of chaos comes the sharp calculus of survival. He strikes, and the beast is stilled. This is the action that the record compresses into a single clause, but within it lies 1,000 small choices: to enter, to stand, to press forward when physics and fear would counsel retreat. Action here is not bravado, but the deliberate answering of obligation at cost. He fights not only for himself, but for those whom the danger would devour should he fail. He fights so that the work of life and the people of the land may continue. What is the solution the story lays before us? It is not merely that the lion dies. It is that a man chooses to bear the burden of battle, and in that bearing, darkness yields. The solution is not small. It knits a rent between fear and deliverance. From the pit, a life steps back into the open. The wound of winter is bound, a guard is raised, a kingdom is kept. In practical terms, courage changes responsibility, victory shifts destiny, and above all, the tale lifts its eyes to the Lord. For when a man meets the lion, he does not stand utterly alone. God girds courage. God ordains times of testing. God is the hidden strength when the arms grow weary. Consider the proverb placed alongside such deeds: the wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. Proverbs 28:1, KJV. The righteous are made bold, not by their own glory, but by the faith that the Lord upholds. What God can do is both tender and mighty. He can turn a private victory into public trust, make a man's solitary courage the foundation of a people's safety, and transform a season of cold into a testimony of warmth. He takes the readiness and the risk of the faithful and multiplies its effect beyond the single moment, setting the brave where stewardship is most needed. So what of you who listen? If you stand at your rim, if the pit yawns and the snow falls, if the lion prowls, know that the story is not a summons to foolhardy glory, but to faithful choice. Prepare, pray, descend with purpose. Let your action be shaped by the conviction that God does not waste the cost of courage. When you stand in the place of peril at the right time and in the right spirit, the Lord takes that faithfulness and makes it a bulwark for many. Benaiah's life teaches a truth older than the winter. Pain will come, action is required, and God can turn the smallest brave deed into a safeguard for the people. Go down when it must be done. Stand where the light is dim. Fight with steady hands, and trust that God is the true arbiter of the day, able to bring victory from the pit, to lift the fallen, to set the righteous in strength like lions. Thus be remembered the mighty of old, not for the roar of their triumph alone, but for the courage to enter the dark, and for the God who turned their trials into a lasting deliverance.